This week, a series of Steam Deck beta updates unleash new features and better performance on the deck. Plus, the ROG Ally's launch event reveals the official price point and specifications. And a host of new games get verified. That's right, it's Steam Deck news time. So what did we learn from the ROG Ally's launch event video? Well, we learned much of the rumors were true. You get 3 free months of Xbox Game Pass, which to many people is appealing. I don't understand why anyone would want to use Xbox Game Pass. But we also saw the official price point. It's going to be $599 for the Z1 powered device, and that's going to launch in Q3. And for the Z1 Extreme, it's going to be $699, and that's coming in June. And these price points seem to be coming for Valve's jugular, honestly. The Z1 Extreme comes with Windows 11, which the press event stressed an unnatural number of times.
Windows for Windows, Windows 11, Windows.
Why is that?
Of course.
Yes. Windows in Windows. Windows is Windows from Windows.
The Windows experience.
Windows PC.
The Windows platform.
Windows is the most inclusive system.
It's a safe and easy way to get into gaming.
I don't think so. And I'm never wrong about this stuff. Never.
So in terms of the specifications, we have them here. The AMD Ryzen Z1 Extreme processor, which has a Zen 4 architecture, 8 cores, 16 threads, and up to 5.1 gigahertz boost clock. That's impressively fast. The GPU is RDNA 3 architecture. It's got 12 compute units up to 2.7 gigahertz, which is 8.6 teraflops and 4 gigabytes of VRAM. The APU can draw between 9 and 30 watts, which is impressive. The display is 7 inches, it's an IPS panel with a glossy finish. Apparently it's 500 nit peak brightness, 7 millisecond response time, and it has a touchscreen capability. The resolution is 1920 by 1080 at 120 hertz, which I've reported before that it was 144, but that's not correct. It's 120 hertz. It also has FreeSync Premium. It has 16 gigabytes of dual-channel LPDDR5 RAM at 6400 megatransfers a second. For storage, it starts at 512 gigabytes with an M.2 SSD. It has a 40 watt-hour battery. It has a 65 watt USB-C power delivery power supply, and it weighs in at 608 grams. So all in all, it does look impressive. I do want to mention the XG Mobile expansion stuff that they're talking about. This thing starts at $799, and dude, honestly, this seems like a huge ripoff to me. First of all, it only works with ROG devices that have an XG port. It costs $799 for a mobile chipset, and it's not user upgradable. Why would anyone want this? I don't understand. It boggles the mind. Buying into such a closed ecosystem is fundamentally opposed to at least my personal ethos, and it just seems like a bad idea, like a waste of money. Now, some of you might be surprised to hear that, yeah, I actually did pre-order the Z1 Extreme. I'll be getting it in June, and I'll have a full review soon thereafter. And look, I mean, even the basic Z1 model really does give the Steam Deck a run for its money on paper, especially considering that the chipset is incredibly powerful. I've never said that that was a bad thing. I've never said that competition was bad. In fact, I've only ever been skeptical that it is a true competitor to the Steam Deck, and I remain skeptical, honestly. Given the fact that the Asus is leaning so heavily into the Windows and PC gaming aspect of the Ally, I can't say that my skepticism is unjustified, but I would love to know what you think about all of this. Did you actually watch the Ally event? Have you pre-ordered an Ally? Leave me a comment and let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. And while you're down there, why not like that smash button? It truly is the best way to let YouTube know that you want to see more videos just like this one. You can also subscribe if that's more your speed. Now, I want to give a special shout out to Systrom for their sustained high-level support of this show. It's because of Systrom and the 73 other folks who make this show possible. Because of them, I'm able to keep these lights on, and Lord knows we have a lot of lights here. If you'd like to get your name listed over here, you can use the links below to become a channel member. It's all greatly appreciated. Next up, today is an exciting day for fans of asymmetrical multiplayer, like myself, and people who also are really into horror games. The 24th most popular Steam game, Dead by Daylight, is officially verified on deck. The game started working on Linux last week, but many people were waiting to see if the game would actually return from an unplayable status. Luckily, in this case, the PR team at Behavior Interactive confirmed that this was intentional to make it playable on Linux. Now, Dead by Daylight joins the ranks of other popular multiplayer games playable on deck, such as Apex Legends, CSGO, Team Fortress 2, Halo Infinite, the Master Chief Collection, Final Fantasy XIV Online, and Warframe. Now, Dead by Daylight is insanely popular in many friend groups, and the writer of this section, Jackson, says that his friend group is incredibly into the game. But it is a great game to play a quick match or two that is something different from your typical Battle Royale fare. Now, this being somewhat of an older title also means that you won't need a whole lot of horsepower to run the game at a smooth 60 FPS and have battery to spare. Now, not to be outdone, Guardians of the Galaxy also became deck verified just the other day. Despite being nominated for several awards at the Game Awards the year it launched, it didn't sell super well, most likely due to the specter of Marvel's Avengers looming over it. Now, the game might be a little more taxing on the hardware, but it is great to see more support coming to the Steam Deck. And speaking of, let's go back a decade or two, let's be honest, to the era when you would find the likes of like Unreal Tournament 2004, the original Sims, Star Trek Armada 2, Star Wars Republic Commando, Max Payne and its sequel, and so many other titles. Those games and many, many more utilize Microsoft's Direct3D 8 API. And while we've seen a lot of success translating games using DirectX 9, 10, 11, and 12 to Vulkan, older games pose a much bigger challenge to bring into the modern era. But that has not stopped the team behind D8VK, who have finally brought their 1.0 release to the public. They bill this release as production ready, and they have been showing off screenshots of the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind and 3D Mark 2001. So if you have a hankering to revisit the classic Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg on the Steam Deck, now is your chance. Tools like D8VK still have a long way to go to expanding compatibility and showing the versatility of the Steam Deck as a gaming handheld, but the work is being done and it is great to see. Before we move on, I wanted to mention the merchandise here. We have new designs over in the merch shop, so check it out. This one is obviously inspired by the original Xbox. I think the original Xbox was my favorite console of all time, and I think that this is a pretty cool design. We also have GameCube inspired ones. We've got the Atari Jaguar. There's original PlayStation, which you've seen here on the channel before if you've watched other videos. So I'm pretty excited about these designs. Go check them out over in the merch shop, store.heavyelement.io. Now, as is tradition around here, we typically end the show talking about the new updates to the Steam Deck software. Let's start with Proton 8.0-2. Now, this new Proton hit this week, and there have been several great fixes included with it. They've introduced fixes for several games, including Baldur's Gate 3, Divinity Original Sin Enhanced Edition, Original Sin 2 Enhanced Edition, Path of Exile, Trackmania, and Red Dead Redemption 2, as well as improvements for Elden Ring compatibility. However, the biggest change here is that they've added a temporary workaround for the EA launcher where it used to crash. With this temporary fix in place, the on-screen keyboard may not automatically pop up when using it, but all you need to do is hit the Steam button and hit X at the same time, and you can toggle it yourself. Now, it seems like every minor Proton update has a fix for the new EA app. It's almost become a Herobrine removed level of meme at this point. Except with this change, things are actually being updated. The fact is, it seems that EA is griefing Linux users as much as possible. So here's to hoping that EA's launcher will stabilize at some point and things won't continue breaking for us Linux users. Next, let's talk about the 4 beta updates that have hit since the last Steam Deck news video. Last Friday, we saw a new beta client update that included many fixes for the desktop version of Steam. But the biggest new feature was that the new beta client will inherit the scaling factor from the GNOME or KDE environment. Now, this is huge for people like me who have 4K screens who are running Wayland, or even X11. Then on Monday, Valve released a new Steam Deck OS beta update that contained an upgraded graphics driver to fix a crash with the game Splitgate. Then Tuesday kicked off with a massive beta desktop client. Most of the changes here were fixes for the user experience, but a few notable updates were spell checking in game notes, the ability to use the big picture mode overlay while in desktop mode if a controller is connected, and search results will now return results based on tags in addition to games. That means that you can search for things like free-to-play or things like survival or zombies. And then Wednesday had a small beta client update that restored special offers in the What's New section of the home screen, and achievements can now be filtered in the achievement list. All in all, the cadence here has been really exciting to see, and I'm excited for more Steam Deck updates in the near future. What features would you like to see released in the next few months? What do you think is missing from your Steam Deck experience? Leave me a comment and let me know. I would love to hear from you. Now, I want to thank the 74 folks over here who support the show on Patreon or through YouTube memberships or through ViewSync Premium subscribers. These people make what I do here a reality, and it's because of them that I'm able to continue making videos just like this. If you believe in the work that I'm doing here, you can support the show with a monthly contribution using the links below. That's all for now, though. Thank you so much for spending your time with me here today, and I'll see you in the next one.